Guys, I think this is the biggest book haul I've ever done. Hello and welcome to the book station. I'm aware that I've been away for a while. I apologise. Don't really know what happened. It was kind of a natural break, but I'm here. Second thing is, I know I'm not wearing my glasses. I'm aware of that. I don't know what happened, but I literally can't find them. I searched the whole house and I can't find them. So we're just going to do this without them. So I have 20 books to show you. Yes, 20. A lot. Well, I say a lot. A few of them I brought with my own money from Amazon. A couple of them are review books, and a lot of them are from charity shop and just normal shops wherever you can buy books. So yeah. So the first book I have to show you is This Arrived Today, Wink Poppy Midnight by April Genevieve Tucholke. She's the woman who wrote Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea and Between the Spark and the Burn. This is legitimately one of the prettiest covers I've ever seen. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have already seen this. It's absolutely stunning. And it says, every story needs a hero, every story needs a villain, every story needs a secret. Wink, Poppy, Midnight. Two girls, one boy, one summer, one bad thing. What really happened? No one knows. Someone is lying. So it sounds really interesting, and it's pretty short. It's like 240 something pages. And if you could tell, like the characters' chapters are all pretty short. There's Poppy's, which only goes down to there, and then Wink's. Another one of Wink's chapters starts there. So yeah, I thought it sounded really interesting, so I'm excited to give it a go. And the next three books I have are actually all by the same author, which is Danielle Page. And they are Yellow Brick War, which is the third book in the Dorothy Must Die series. Now, the thing is, I'm a bit confused because when I first looked up the third book on Goodreads a long time ago, the page count was almost 600 pages. And then they brought this out, and now on Goodreads there's a page for Dorothy Must Die number 4. So I'm thinking they might have split the last book into 2 or 3 books. But anyway, this is Yellow Brick War. And it's also, again, very short. It's under 270 pages, so... And yet again, it is gorgeous under the cover, under the dust jacket. And yeah. So that is that one. I also then got Dorothy Must Die Stories, Volume 1. This contains No Place Like Oz, The Witch Must Burn, and The Wizard Returns. These are all prequel novellas. And then Dorothy Must Die Stories Volume 2, which contains Heart of Tin, The Straw King, and Ruler of Beasts. I think these are prequel novellas as well. 3 prequel novellas, yeah. So those are the first 3, those are the second 3. And I'm a bit annoyed because this is the cover I wanted for the first one, because they matched on Amazon, but they sent me this one. But I'm not really that bothered because they're the same size and the spines basically match, and they're only a bit shorter than the actual books themselves. So yeah, I'm not that bothered. Okay, and then the next book I got I also bought on Amazon, and it's Riders by Veronica Rossi. This is the woman who wrote, what did she write? Under the Never Sky, Through the Evernight, and Into the Still Blue, which didn't really interest me, but this one really interested me. And it's about a guy who finds out he is one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. So yeah, on the back it just says, what would you do if you became one of the 4 horsemen? War, death, conquest, famine. And it's a really pretty book. Underneath the dust jacket it's just black and red on the spine, but I think it's really pretty. And actually, I noticed when I bought a lot of these books, most of them came first edition. Is Riders first edition? Yeah, it is. So yeah, I thought it sounded interesting, and it's again quite short. It's like under 350 pages. So yeah. I then was sent this book for review, and it's Hex by Thomas Olderhoevelt. It's sent to me by Hodder and Stoughton, and it sounds really interesting. I've started reading it a little bit, and it's pretty interesting so far. It's translated, I think, from German. I think. Yeah, and it comes out 28th of April in hardback. And I'll read you what it says on the inside. Welcome to Black Spring, a picturesque town with an ugly secret. A 17th century woman with her eyes and mouth sewn shut walks its streets day and night, enters its homes, watches when its people sleep. They call her the Black Rock Witch. So accustomed to her presence have they become, the townsfolk often forget she's there, or what will happen if her eyes are ever open. To protect themselves, the Black Spring elders use high-tech surveillance to quarantine the town and keep it isolated from the outside world. Frustrated with being kept in lockdown, the town's teenagers decide to break the rules and go viral with the haunting, but no one foresees the dark nightmare that awaits them all. So yes. I mean, it sounds really good, it's beautiful, and like this bit is all raised, and it's raised on the spine. Yeah, and I started reading it, and it's actually quite interesting. So yeah, that one's published 28th of April, Hodder and Stoughton. And another one I picked up from Amazon is A Madness So Discreet by Mindy McGuinness. This again is a gorgeous cover. And look at this under the dust jacket. Oh my god, it's so pretty. And obviously if you follow me on Instagram you would have seen this as well. But yeah, I'm not too sure what this is about at the moment, but I did start reading it. 46 pages in. It's basically about this woman who's in a mental asylum. I've forgotten what the year is, but it seems like it's set a while ago. Yeah, and I think it's just about like the people in the asylum and stuff like that. It's really good so far, and it's gorgeous. And I believe there is going to be a sequel, so look out for that if you've read it. If you've read that one. Next book I have is Flawed by Cecilia Ahern. This woman normally writes like adult fiction, but this is her first young adult novel. It's part of a duology. The next one is called Perfect. It comes out next year. On the back it says, I'm definitely in shock. I must be. I cannot fathom how I can be here. I can't be flawed. I can't be flawed. I am perfect. I did start reading this. I don't really know what to say about it. It seems a bit, like, immature. I'm on page 10, so I didn't get very far. If you do want to see a good review of this, non-spoiler, check out Erin's video. I'll leave the link to the review in the description. She's Rath's Queen's Books. She did a very good spoiler-free review of this. Yeah. So I'm kind of... I don't know if I'm feeling this or not. I then picked up this. Now, this isn't something I would normally pick up because I don't normally read crime type books. But I've heard a lot of things about it, and it was in Asda for a £5, so I thought I'd give it a go. And it's Maestra, or Maestra, I think it's Maestra, by L.S. Hilton, and it's a thriller. It says, a spectator fraud in a London auction house, a barefoot lover running through the Paris streets, a colossal theft from a billionaire's yacht, a vicious murder under a bridge in Rome. They started it, she'll end it. Who is the Maestra? So it sounds really interesting. I've heard it's got a lot of sex in it. So, yeah, no. That's kind of put me off a little bit. It's under 350 pages again, so it's not that big. Yeah. So, I just thought I'd pick it up and give it a go. Okay, now moving on to some books that I bought from charity shops. The first is The Mammoth Book of True Hauntings, edited by Peter Haining. Yeah, and this is a chronology of hauntings, famous ghost hunters, sexual encounters with ghosts, show business and the supernatural, ghost hunting resources, and more. And I just thought this was interesting. I love true haunting stories. Yeah, and this literally just has a lot in it, like hundreds. So it was only £1, so I thought I'd pick it up. I then got Liar and Spy by Rebecca Steed. Children's. I think it's children, I don't know. But anyway, it says when George moves into a new apartment block, he meets Safer, a 12-year-old self-appointed spy. Soon George's. What? Oh, when George's moves into a new apartment block, he meets Safer, a 12-year-old self-appointed spy. When George's has become his spy recruit. His first assignment, to track the mysterious Mr. X, who lives in the flat upstairs. But as Safer becomes more demanding, Georgia starts to wonder what is a game and what is a lie. How far is too far to go for your only friend? So I thought it sounded quite interesting, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. I then picked up There's a Boy in the Girl's Bathroom by Louis Sachar. This is the same guy who wrote Holes. And it says, "Give me $1 or I'll spit on you." That's Bradley Chalkers for you. He tells lies. He picks fights with girls, and the teachers say he has serious behavioural problems. No one likes him, except Carla. She thinks Bradley is sensitive and generous, and even enjoys his far-fetched stories. Carla knows that Bradley can change if only he weren't afraid to try. So apparently it's got a very good ratings everywhere, and I just thought I'd try it out because I read Holes, and it's a great book, and the film is also just as good as the book. Yeah, so I thought I'd try something else by him. The next book I picked up is called After the Crash, and it's by Michelle Bussey, and I think this is also a thriller. This had a lot of hype as well. It says, on the night of the 22nd of December, a plane crashes on the Franco-Swiss border. All the passengers are killed instantly, apart from one miraculous survivor, a 3-month-old baby girl. But who is she? 2 families step forward to claim her, but is she Lise Rose or Emily? 2 decades later, on the eve of her 18th birthday, the detective who investigated the case makes a discovery that could change everything. So yeah, like I said, this had really good ratings and stuff when it first came out, a lot of buzz, so I thought I'd pick it up, and it was only £1 in the charity shop. Oh, sorry, my mistake, 50p. So yeah. And then the next book I got from the charity shop is Rooftop Us by Catherine Rundell. This is another kids kind of book, middle grade. Wanted, a mother. Everyone tells Sophie that she was orphaned in a shipwreck, but Sophie is convinced her mother also survived. When no one believes her, Sophie sets out to prove them wrong. On the run from the authorities, Sophie finds Matteo, a boy who walks tightropes and lives in the sky. In a race across the rooftops of Paris, will they be able to find her mother before it's too late? So I thought this sounded good as well, and it was only £2.50, so it was cheap. I was then... Oh, sorry, just rearranging my books. I was then sent another book for review, and it's Tenacity by J.S. Law, and this was sent to me by Headline. So thank you to Headline. This is published... When is this out? 21st of April this comes out. And it's basically, it says, 200 metres below the surface, she will have nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. A sailor hangs himself on board a naval submarine. Although his death is ruled a suicide, Lieutenant Daniel Lewis, the Navy's finest special branch investigator, knows the sailor's wife was found murdered only days before. Now Dan must enter the cramped confines of HMS Tenacity to interrogate the tight-knit male crew and determine if there's a link. Standing alone with a possible killer on board, Dan realises that she may have to choose between the truth and her own survival. The pressure is rising and time is running out. So I thought it sounded interesting. So yeah, so I requested it. And I actually really like this with the ship whole window thing. I don't know what it's called. Yeah, so I thought I'd give it a go. I haven't read it yet, but the next book I picked up, I actually bought on Amazon, and it's this cover of The Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling. This is the new Scholastic edition. I think it might be an anniversary of the original publishing. When was it first published? 1894. Okay, so it's not. Or maybe it was republished because of the new film, which I'm actually going to see next Wednesday, so that's going to be interesting. And for all you film buffs out there, the new Jungle Book has a rating of 8.4 out of 10 on IMDb, which is the Independent Movie Database, so that means it's a very highly respected film. Yeah, but I picked up this cover because I saw it on Katie's... No, was it Katie from Kit Kats Can Read? I think it was. If I could find the original video, I'll link it below, but you should subscribe to Kit Kats Can Read anyway because she's a brilliant YouTuber. Booktuber, sorry. But yeah, we all know what this story's about. I'll read you it anyway. Meet Mowgli, a human boy raised by wolves in the jungle. He grows up surrounded by animals, Bagheera the panther, Baloo the bear, and his nemesis, the cunning tiger Shere Khan, who is frightened of only one thing, fire. So, I just thought the cover was stunning. It's been a long time since I read it. I did read it when I was younger. I read it in school. And it's under 200 pages, so... yes. I then picked up a couple more thrillers from Asda on a different occasion. And the first one I got is The Teacher by Katarina Diamond. Now this sounds really weird. It says, in the assembly hall of an exclusive Devon school, the body of the head teacher is found hanging from the rafters. Hours earlier he'd received a package, and only he could understand the silent message it conveyed. It meant the end. As Exeter suffers a rising count of gruesome deaths, troubled DS Imogen Gray and DS Adrian Miles must solve the case and make their city safe again. But as they're drawn into a network of corruption, lies and exploitation, every step brings them closer to grim secrets hidden at the heart of their community. And once they learn what's motivating the killer, will they truly want to stop him? So it sounds interesting, and I think it was... I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was Charlie from Duvet Day Devours, who I'll also link below because she's amazing. I think it was her who read this and said it's very gruesome, but I'm not sure, I could be wrong. But yeah, I thought it sounded good, so I thought I'd pick it up. And the other one I got is Blackeyed Susans by Julia Haberlin. Now, I first wanted to pick this up when it was in hardcover, but I forgot about it, and then I went back to Asda and they had the paperback, so I thought I'd pick it up. And it says, left with 3 other girls in a grave shrouded by black-eyed Susans, Tessa alone survived, her testimony helping to put a killer behind bars. Now, 16 years later, he's about to be executed, but Tessa feels no relief, because someone is planting black-eyed Susans outside her window. Someone is sending her daughter sinister messages, and there's a lawyer telling her the man about to be put to death is innocent, which can mean only one thing. The wrong man has been sentenced, the real killer is still out there, and Tessa might not be the last black-eyed Susan. So it sounds really creepy. But yeah, it sounds good. So she's like left for dead in a Texas field. I think black-eyed Susans are... what are those flowers called? Are they daisies? I think that's what they are. But yeah, I thought it sounded interesting. And then the last 2 books I picked up, I both got these both in Asda as well. So I got Star Wars The Force Awakens by Alan Dean Foster. Now I didn't realise, but a lot of these are... the scripts are actually developed from book scripts. I didn't realise. This is like the book... this is like the material before the script of the film was written. So I think we all know this story, but I'll read you it anyway. Set years after Return of the Jedi, This stunning action-packed adventure rockets us back into the world of Princess Leia, Han Solo, Chewbacca, C-3PO, R2-D2, and Luke Skywalker, while introducing a host of exciting new characters including Rey, Finn, BB-8, and Kylo Ren. Darth Vader may have been redeemed and the Emperor vanquished, but peace can be fleeting, and evil does not easily relent. Yet the simple belief in good can still empower ordinary individuals to rise and meet the greatest challenges. So return to that galaxy far, far away, and prepare yourself for what happens when the Force awakens. So, yeah, I mean, I've seen the movie, it's amazing. I think it's the best Star Wars film yet. Yeah, so I saw this, and it's the movie cover, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So I thought I'd give it a shot, because I've never read a Star Wars book before. And if I like this one, I might go back and pick up the other ones. And then the last book I have in this huge haul is Knights of the Borrowed Dark by Dave Rudden. It looks cool. And it's giving me, you know that film that's just come out, or is coming out, Midnight Special? If you look at the cover with the boy with the light coming out of his hands, it looks like that. It looks like the, yeah. You'll know what I mean if you've seen that trailer. But anyway, yeah, this sounds amazing. And it says, Grey placed his finger in the middle of the shadow. What's this? He asked. Denzian frowned. It's a shadow. No, it isn't, Grey said. It's a door. Ooh. Denzian Hardwick doesn't believe in magic until he's ambushed by a monster created from shadows and sees it destroyed by a word made of sunlight. That kind of thing can really change your perspective. Now Denzian is about to discover that there's a world beyond the one he knows, a world of living darkness where an unseen enemy awaits. Fortunately for humanity, between us and the shadows stands the Knights of the Borrowed Dark. Unfortunately for Denzian, he's one of them. And it also says a funny and fast-moving fantasy adventure, perfect for fans of Rick Riordan and Derek Landy. So I thought it sounded really good, and this cover is gorgeous. And this little symbol here is everything. I love that. That's the Knights of the Borrowed Dark logo. But yeah, I've actually heard that this is a really good book. So, and it must be a good book because there's already a sequel called The Forever Court. So yeah, I'm excited for this one. So that is the end of my humongous book haul. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've got any of these books, if you read them, if I've added them to your wish list or to read list or whatever. Yeah, and I will see you again very soon. Goodbye.